Hello, everybody. So I wanted to quickly talk to you about your first official photo project today, and then show you a couple of resources on what to do with it. Quick video just explaining some of the details of the project, although there'll be other written forms as well. So your first project is going to deal with perspective, and it's on my website. I have multiple websites. chrissakura.com is like my teacher website. Has a lot about what I do as my philosophies and education and things like that. But I have a blog where I put a lot of my project stuff. You can actually get to the blog from chrissakura.com. But if you go to Mr., you got to spell it out, M-I-S-T-E-R, Sakura.blogspot.com. Mr. M-R, Sakura, that was taken. So I had to spell out Mr. for it to work. If you go to mrsakura.blogspot.com, you can see it right up there in the browser. It'll take you to a page that looks like this. And you might see right here, Photo 1 projects. We're in Photo 1, right? So if you click on that, it'll take you to this page. And I have the link for this page. I have the link for this page in our Schoology to go directly here if you want. And this has some of the projects we might do throughout the year. I put a lot of stuff here and use it as resources. And the one that we're interested in right now, the first one that we're interested in, and you can check out some of this other stuff if you want, is Perspective is Everything. That's going to be the first project. So you can click on that, right? Perspective is Everything. And it's going to take you to this page that's going to show you the details of the project. So we're going to talk more in detail about perspective in class, and I have other videos for you to watch involving perspective or learning how to see. But besides knowing how to use light, which is the most important thing needed in taking pictures, knowing where to stand is what leads to a successful photograph, okay? And a lot of that has to do with your point of view, your perspective. So perspective really is everything. And in the learning how we see video, I talk a lot about that in more depth, but it really is everything. And for this project, you are going to turn in 4 pictures that represent 4 different categories. Now, when I say that you turn in 4 pictures, you should be taking multiple pictures, okay? But what I'm going to ask for you to turn in when you are complete with this project is just 4 pictures. One from a low angle of view. So one where you get down low, right? And you look up. So you're shooting up, right? Your camera angle is looking up, right? In this image here, you can see it's we're looking up at trees, right? We're looking up. We're in a forest and we're looking up into the sky, and the trees are reaching towards the sky. The other is a high angle or a bird's eye view, right? From high. So you're going to be high looking down, right? So I want you to take a picture from a higher point of view, looking down. And in this image of trees as well, we are above the trees looking down. So we're actually seeing the trees from a flying bird's point of view, right? This would be the trees from a worm's eye view. This is the trees from a bird's eye view, right? Okay, those are 2 of the pictures I want you to take. Another one is to move in close. One of the first mistakes so many people make in photography is they try to take pictures from far away. I want you to get close to your subject, right? Maybe as close as you can without losing the focus. Your lens can only focus within a certain depth from an object. Like if you get too close, it can't focus. You got to step back a little bit. But I want you to get close. I want it to be intimate, right? A lot of people just they take pictures from far away, and you don't really get to understand the subject. And just get close-up photos and macro photography, which we'll talk about probably later in the class, can be very powerful. Intimate photography can be very powerful. You fill the frame, with your object when you do that. So that's the third. The fourth is actually not so much as like your perspective, but the camera's perspective. So I want you to tilt the camera, okay? And there's 2 ways you can kind of go about this. You can literally just tilt the camera a little bit, create some cool angles with that tilt. If you look at the picture of the motorcycle person, racer, the camera is totally tilted sideways, right? Taking that picture. And they didn't put it back horizontal after editing it and finishing it, printing it, whatever. So it's kept tilted on its side. And that's just like, it's not meant to like trick you or anything. It just adds a lot of gravity to the picture. In this next picture though, this one's kind of meant to fool you, kind of like an optical illusion, going back to like learning how we see and how perspective and context changes everything. And in this image, basically they took it right side up and then they just flipped the picture upside down. Okay, so what the person taking this picture is just basically standing on the floor, looking at this person who's laying on the floor, and then they flipped it, right? So after, in post-production, they kind of flipped it, which we're going to learn how to do some photo editing with this project, and you'll learn how to be able to flip the picture with that, okay? So you could do it that way as well. So those are the 4 pictures, right? Low angle or a worm's eye view. So how does a worm see the world? A high angle or a bird's eye view. How does a flying bird see the world? Getting really close and intimate, close up, and camera tilt. 4 pictures, right? And you should take at least 5 pictures that you think are good for each of these. So take about, 20, 25 pictures in total. That's like a roll of film in the old days. So take a lot of pictures, but then you're just going to turn in 1 example of each. So you're going to turn in 4. And on this site, I have some more examples. There's a link to a Pinterest board, which I'm going to show you in a moment. But there are some other examples here, right? Using forced perspective, right, to kind of mess with people's point of view. That's just an example of using perspective. Here's a bird's eye view. Here's like almost a literal worm's eye view, right? Getting down in the grass, looking up at somebody. This could, the spider web is looking, you're down looking up at the sky, so it is a low angle. But you could also count it as a close up because you're really close to that spider web, right? This is getting really close to this chain. You're kind of low. Here's a worm's eye view on a surfboard, right? And then again, a little bit close up. So you might take pictures that can fit into multiple categories. You might have a low angle close up. It's your choice where you put it, but you have to have 1 photo to represent each, okay? So 1 photo can count as 2, but you still must turn in 4 pictures, right? And have each picture designated for one of the assignment goals. And just remember that perspective is everything, right? Here's this house for sale with this huge pool, another point of view of it, right? It's actually small, but they're taking the picture from close up on the pool, which makes the pool look larger than life, right? Literally, than it is in real life. So if you click on this link, it takes you